There is a reason cats stare at empty corners. A reason they seem to know when something is about to happen. A reason they return home, no matter how far they wander. For centuries, people whispered the same terrifying idea. What if cats don't just belong to witches? What if witches became the cats? Tonight, we explore an ancient belief buried in folklore, fear, and forbidden magic. The claim that witches once trapped their souls inside cats. To escape death itself. Human beings have always feared death. Long before science, before medicine, before written history, people searched for ways to extend life or cheat death entirely. Some prayed. Some built monuments. Others turned to magic. In medieval Europe, witchcraft wasn't just about curses or potions. It was believed to be practical immortality research, dangerous, secret, and heretical. Witches were said to study the soul itself. They believed the soul was not fixed, that it could be removed, hidden, or anchored to another vessel. And among all creatures, one animal stood apart. The cat. Cats were unlike any other animal. They moved silently, saw in the dark, survived falls that should have killed them, returned from wounds that would end other creatures. People believed cats lived between worlds, not fully of the living, not fully of the dead. Ancient cultures noticed this. In Egypt, cats guarded the afterlife. In Norse legend, they pulled the chariot of gods. In Celtic myths, they crossed between realms. But in medieval Europe, admiration turned into suspicion. Cats didn't behave like animals. They observed. They waited. They judged. And witches noticed too. According to folklore, witches believed the human body was fragile, temporary. But a cat's body, that was something else. Small, agile, hard to kill. And most importantly, ignored. The ritual described in old trial records and whispered legends followed a pattern. First, the witch prepared a familiar, a cat raised from birth, bonded deeply to its owner. Then came the transfer. Under a new moon, candles made from animal fat burned low. Incantations were spoken in languages no one remembered. The witch would draw blood, just enough to anchor the soul. The belief was simple. When death came for the human body, the soul would slip sideways into the cat. The body would die. The witch would not. This is where the myth of 9 lives begins. People believed a witch could move her soul between bodies. Human to cat, again and again. Each transfer weakened the soul. Each death burned away part of the witch's essence. 9 was the limit. After the 9th body, the soul could no longer hold itself together. This is why villagers claim some cats aged unnaturally. Why some survived fires, poison, and blades. Why others stared at humans with what witnesses described as recognition. Not fear. Not instinct. Memory. When witch hunts began, cats became targets. Villages didn't just burn women, they burned animals. Cats were drowned, crushed, thrown into fires. People believed killing the cat could kill the witch, or trap her soul permanently. Some trial records mention cats screaming like humans. Others describe witches begging executioners to spare their animals, even as they faced death themselves. In the minds of the accusers, this wasn't coincidence. It was evidence. As witch trials faded, the belief didn't disappear. It went underground. Folklore shifted from fear to superstition. Black cats became omens. Strays were avoided. A cat crossing your path meant something unseen had noticed you. Even today, people describe moments that feel wrong. A cat staring at them too long. A look that feels familiar. Almost human. Almost knowing. Today, historians say these stories were born from fear, ignorance, and symbolism. But myths don't survive for centuries without roots. Cats remain creatures we do not fully understand. They sense earthquakes. They detect illness. They appear at moments of death. Whether witches truly trapped their souls inside cats, or whether humans projected their fear of immortality onto an animal that refused to obey. One thing remains true. Cats have never belonged entirely to us. So tonight, if your cat stares into the dark, if it watches something you cannot see, ask yourself, is it just an animal? Or is it something that has already lived before?
If you love this cat myth story, like, Share and subscribe for more cat myths.